Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the track Firefly by the British rock band Esoterica. This is the latest track to be released by the band ahead of their Firefly tour, which will be kicking off in just a couple of weeks, and the band are probably best known for one of their earlier releases in the form of Silence featuring Sarah McLachlan, and they've actually been still continuing to release music over the years, and their most recent album In Dreams from 2020 certainly had a very powerful sound to it. The band really do incorporate some ethereal elements into their music. They really build these very strong atmospheres, and it's been one of the most prevalent tricks in their arsenal that's really enabled them to stand out in terms of being very different from a lot of other bands in the scene. So will this latest track light up the darkness and fly, or still be just a little dim? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
Tell me, are you tired? Are you weary to the bones? And no amount of sleep will make you whole. And tell me when you dream, are you fire, are you ice? Are you somewhere lost in time? Are you hungry? You burn so bright, you must you burn so bright, firefly.
Okay, we're really seeing a very interesting sound really being captured on this track already. We can see some of these ethereal elements, these really slow, just drawn out guitar notes, the sprinkling and scattering of sounds that really help to build this atmosphere. Also really aided by Tobias Keith's voice as well. It really does have this almost slightly haunting sound to it in the way he delivers some of these more sullen, much softer notes. And the video and the music certainly almost seems to be kind of giving off this vibe of almost this father figure that we're kind of seeing for this young girl in the video. Tell me, are you tired? Are you weary to the bones? No amount of sleep will make you whole. So we're also seeing maybe that reference back to that In Dreams album, and we kind of see the idea of that Firefly being kind of at its core and then it being past and kind of giving her life. So we can really see some ideas of cycles and things like that really being brought in, especially that the idea of you're my circadian rhythm, you are my cycle effectively. So maybe passing on that torch to somebody else in the form of this Firefly, someone that's going to go out and burn bright when you're not able to. So it could be almost this father figure that's passed on or things like that, or almost become corrupted. We see Tobias Keith kind of this robotic wires hanging from him, there's only like half a body there and things like that. So it's kind of quite interesting how it kind of gives off of that slight vibe from the start of the track. Tell me when you dream, are you fire, are you ice? So we're looking at this idea of hot and cold. Are you going to burn bright or just remain quite cold, quite distant? Are you going to have this spark that really allows you to strive and push yourself forward? Are you somewhere lost in time? Are you hungry? Lots of really questions really coming through, almost like this kind of niggling voice in your head. And I really like how as we move into the main portion of the song, we start to see these constant questions coming through again. Show me where it started. Was it in another life? And then you've got that, did you hear the sound of heaven fall? Are you here to make it right? So it could be building an overall story for the band. It could be what this Firefly is going to revolve around, this character that they're going to be building into maybe some more music videos, something like that. But this is where we again get this kind of almost father figure-esque kind of style coming in. Call me when you need, I'll be with you when you fall, I'll be silent through it all unless you need me. So we could also look at the idea of like gods and things like that, and the idea of kind of history where these gods remain silent, but occasionally they'll send you like a message or something like that. She's kind of being given this message, this Firefly, and kind of being shown the way because she's got to go on some kind of journey. It could be referencing referencing to life as well. And I really love that idea of you burn so bright, just this idea of a firefly glowing in the darkness effectively, and then that idea of you're my circadian rhythm again. You are my cycle effectively. You are something that kind of gives me life and keeps me going, keeps me on this rhythm, on this cycle. It just allows me to kind of live through my days. So you can really see that. Maybe it's the idea of living on through your daughter or something like that. So lots of different ideas really coming in from the track already, but I really love the way they capture their typical musical style with so many elements really crammed in that just interweave to give this a very ethereal sound.
Tell me where you're running. Can you even tell me why? You'll face another day. Courageous firefly. Stop thinking about words that come from others, falling from their mouth. You burn so
Okay, definitely a very interesting track. Not where I was expecting the finale effectively to take us to the idea of this character kind of leading this last on this path towards kind of drawing them in and then eventually just causing them to fall. So it could be the idea really coming through on this track of like every so often you'll kind of rise and then you'll fall again, and you've got to keep picking yourself up and keep on going. So that could be the message that's coming through. But really interesting how I do feel that maybe this is part of a slightly larger story the band are going to build with the idea of this Firefly, but certainly just continue to see some of these strong, anthemic, powerful builds really coming through, especially if we do get more of the metal elements really coming through at certain points in the track, which the band have dipped into on previous tracks, really blending it in with that very ethereal style that comes through on most of their music. And we just continue to see that idea of you burn so bright, you continue to glow, but eventually it's almost this idea of you get tired, you kind of burn out effectively, and then you become weary to the bones. No amount of sleep will make you whole. So maybe it's kind of this talking about this idea of this fight between the light and the dark inside of people. There's lots of different potential ways of looking at this track, but I can't really settle on one thing that's really concrete. I think that was kind of very absorbed in the music video, and really just this idea of this kind of broken character just leading this person in before eventually letting them fall. So it could look at things like your mentality and things like that, how things can go great and then all of a sudden just when you're at the finish line you can effectively fall, and you've got to pick yourself up and kind of start again from the beginning. So that idea of the life effectively being drawn away from the neck and revealing two lives, another chance, so you've lost that chance but you've got to get up and restart the cycle effectively, which really fits in with the idea of this circadian rhythm. So I'm kind of, my brain's firing on a million different ideas that could potentially come through, but I think this is going to be a piece of a much larger puzzle. But great to see the band putting out some new music, and I'm really interested to see exactly where they're going to take it with hopefully some more tracks coming across the course of the year. So there we have it, our first taste of Esoterica in 2024, but I would love to know your thoughts about this track as well as the video. Where do you think the message is? Where do you think this is going to go? Do you think it's part of a bigger story? I would love to see your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, if you would like to see more Esoterica content, I have covered one of the other tracks from their previous album, In Dreams, in a separate video, so you can find the link to that video in the description of this one. And if you would like to see more content like this overall, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next audio analysis.